Wicked, 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 wicked. Wicked tones, you know.
There's a lot of, I did a video talking about give me supersets or give me death.
Yeah.
Type shit. So people are asking me, some people ask me what's a superset. I was like,
No way.
it took all my power not to write back something so fucking rude, but
My God.
that's why I'm working on that. So I'm doing well so far. 'Cause I would have lost my shit a month ago 2 months ago if someone wrote me that. It's like, now I'm more understanding. A lot of the questions were like, kind of as crazy to me, because I'm experienced in lifting, and most of the people that watch my stuff are pretty, like, they have a good wherewithal when it comes to like the gym and what goes on there. But like some younger people or some people who just aren't exposed to as much training are asking me, what's a superset? But then like they're also asking me the opposite of that, is like, not opposite of that, it's along that line, is how would you form one? Like, what would be an optimal supersets for you? But like, understanding that they know what one is, right? So it's like, a lot of people have the issue that, I mean, I can't do supersets the way you do supersets or do triple sets or whatever because I'm in a crowded gym. I'm in a busy gym. Obviously, it's hard to take up 2 machines at a time. That's why it's always smart to base your supersets around proximity. So if I know I'm going to be doing, like, I'm going to do an example now of like a cable row. There's 2 variations of cable row. There's another row we'll do off the machine here that's like, everybody has this equipment. Everybody might not have the two pulley cable row where it's independent handles. So you can use one or the other or both at the same time. But I'm just gonna kind of frame what like a superset, or this is like a triple set to me, or you could break it down just to 2 movements, doesn't matter. It would basically be on like a very basic gym setup, right? Try and do it on a couple other body parts as well. So sometimes it's best to bring equipment to you and have it, like, say I'm gonna be on a machine, whatever it is, this chest press, and I bring over a barbell to me or whatever it is, and I'm gonna superset that even with biceps, just because you fucking feel like doing it that day, right? So as long as you're keeping the stuff you need close to you and within like distance, so you're not like walking 20 feet away and then yelling back like everyone does, I'm on that. It's like, you're not on that, dude. And if you do that with like most people, they're gonna be like, okay, anyway, like, then I'm gonna work in with you, because it's ridiculous that you're way the fuck over there talking to 3 people and your Monster Energy drinks down here, hiding underneath here. My stuff was there. It's like, come on, man. That's gym etiquette number 1 right there, is don't do that shit. How much do I want to put? Yeah, so, and while we're doing this, we'll kind of go over like basic setups. We've done setups before for cables, but this is just another cue for people. So a lot of people, this stack is way too long for me to start on the stack. I'd have to be like the most flexible human being on the planet. So if I sit up tall here, I just want to be hunched but pressure in my lower back. So I'm going to set my shoulders back. If they're here now. I'm going to lock into my mid back, lower back, and I'm still going to be hunched forward a bit. I'm never going to be here when I start a pull. It's the worst place you can be, because all you're going to do from here is have very light feet like we talked about before, and then it's going to be this, and you're going to get back right about here, and then you're not going to get back again until it's stretching again. So our idea is to get as much back as we humanly possibly can with this tight, defined grip, right? So if I set myself here and I understand that when I pull, if I don't lift my body, I don't do anything. My pull is this. So my elbows open and my hands claw right towards me. They don't roll in, like tip in. They just stay flat, my palm pulls towards me. So I'm doing this. So now all I do when I go to pull is I'm doing this cracking motion, staying up tall on my chest. I'm pulling through now, up through. So I have so much weight forward that I can lean forward and squeeze this here. If I didn't have weight in my feet, I couldn't do this. I'd be like, ooh, and out of the seat, right? So I'm driving up through, rocking into here. I'm gonna get my rib cage and my chest above my hands, because they're gonna stay on this line, and I'm gonna drive right up in here. So I'm rib cage up, pulling, arching up through, right? So that's just like cable stuff that I see people still doing wrong. You can do with any tight gripped handle. The point is that this handle is fixed. Like, I can't open it wider. I can't spread it apart. I can't do anything with it in terms of having motion through it, right? So we come over here. Oh, fuck, thing. Who didn't set this up? Where's our assistant? It's the same idea here. So we could make one of, it could just be a superset with the next thing we're gonna do. We could just combine one of these pulls. Or if you have both these pulls, do both. Because it's gonna be a completely different feeling, right? And that pull is a lot of lat and mid-back because I don't really get to overstretch too much. I don't get much opening on my pull. I'm stuck on the line that I'm on. I can't flare my elbows more. If I flare my elbows more, I just do this. I have to keep a certain amount of range and a certain amount of tension in my arm, right? So it's the same thing here. The setup is the same. Ooh. This is the same thing. It's like you can't start on the stack on this machine. It's fucking hard, right? So I'm gonna use this leaning forward to dig my feet in hard, balls of my feet. I'm gonna rise up through like I did over there. Over here, I was here. I'm tight here and I'm pulling up through here. Now I have the ability to let my shoulder relax and my elbow dampen down. And I can do the same pull, but now get width. So I'm way out on lat. I'm sliding up through. But I'm still keeping the same tension of my hands being in, my elbow being down, but now my elbow, instead of just breaking into me and pulling here, now I can almost flare a bit more and really roll this shoulder back. So I can get a lot more movement in my shoulders and a lot more pull through my body than I can on that. Because this one's obviously traveling to its line that's stabbing me in the stomach. These two, I can pull them on any line I want within reason. I'm obviously not going to keep them on the line they're on and just do this. I could if I wanted, but it's a weird pull. There's no tension. The tension's off, right? So if I put pressure down here and I set, it's almost like I'm pushing on these cables and then I'm setting up tall and then I'm rocking up through. So the more downward pressure we have on a cable, the more we pick a path for it, the straighter the contraction will be on the muscle trained, right? So I'm putting my own pressure down, sliding, pressure, pressure, pressure. Not pressure down and then pull up, and then try and push down into it again, and like wonder where my shit is. So another basic thing. Oh, this fucking, our assistant's fired today. Where's this guy at? Where are you at?
Where are you at?
Slack it. We'll just go up to some random person after the video and say that they should have done all this stuff. What the fuck's wrong with you? You're out of here, man. Yeah, so another combination you can do off of these two, or you could just combine one or the other if you don't have this, is like if we're just trying to I wouldn't do my cable pulls. They wouldn't be like the meat of my workout, let's say. I would do it like near the beginning to middle of my workout, just like where I'm trying to activate and get back opening and squeezing. I don't want to save my energy for like some type of row, some type of chest supported machine row where I'm able to like really move a load and kind of get after that and push the weight. Cables is like the heavier you go, we all know, the weirder it gets. The less it travels, the more I want to pull forward, the more my forearms are wrenched. It's just not a great thing, right? Because I can't displace weight on a pad. I can't displace 3/4 of the weight on the pad and relax and then drive up through and let my back really round and really open, because I don't have that stability in front of me. So I have to set the stability myself and keep it. And that's getting heavier. It's hard to do because this posture here becomes and then it's like then we're leaning back and just pulling the thing because it's not moving anymore, right? So opening, beginner kind of starting movements, this is a good movement, because say you're doing this tight, where we're tight in here and we're rocking up through things, we're on this rigid line. You have the spreading here. So if we don't have this ability to spread on this row, we can come to this rope and we can play with levels on this rope, right? So if I do above level, so I'm just gonna, a lot of people will sit back and they'll just pull this thing to them. But the idea is you still want hip down, you still want pressure down on the cord, and I still want to spread into me. So I'm rocking. My hip stays back, but I rock up through it. Let my arms get taken, up through. So I open my whole back. It's the same pull to start. Cracking elbow, up through. Forcing my body through that opening I'm creating with my elbow. So if you feel more like a lot of bigger guys, I shouldn't say bigger guys, people with bigger shoulders, let's say they have an easier time pulling from higher because it's like I have an angle where I can get a kind of momentum to rock up through stuff. But it's not to say that you can't put it shoulder level or anywhere near shoulder level and just here and do the same thing. If you have the ability to know how to row and pull, that's the same thing. I'm rocking. I can put it down low, pull up into me. So everyone's got a quick cable machine in their gym.
That could be a whole superset on its own.
Yeah, you could do, the thing is you can play with your, that's what I'm saying. So you can pick two things that are close and you can play with it. We could do this, and we could do a high row, and then we could even skip this middle, and we could pin into low, right? This might not be the best handle for it, but basically I'm barbell rowing now, up through. But the idea is get length. If I don't get this length and I start doing this, it becomes a shrug. I need that length, I need that butt sitting down like a rear dead, like a stiff leg deadlift position, up through. Rocking on lat. So my elbows are tucked in, up through, up. I don't want to start yanking shit and make every movement a trap movement. You can get a little more upper, higher, get a little more low lat here. Go back here for mid-back pump and just overall pushing the weight, because at least here we have like leverage where our feet are forward and we're able to drive forward through things. Here we're kind of in no man's land. You get up too heavy here, you're going to be pulling that thing and it's going up before you even get it down, right? So
Heaven forbid you use the gym pin.
yeah, fuck the gym pin. I'm sure they're nice guys. It's like, make the workout harder then. Like, don't think that like, there's some rare cases where like, I know Sean Clarity uses it. Sean Clarity is Mr. Olympia level. Sean Clarity is much stronger than all you guys, even at the size that he is. And he has decades of training experience behind his back. So he's aware, like, I can move this stack easily. I'd like to do a little more weight on this stack to like create some type of resistance or strain or stress for my body. How the fuck do I put pins on this thing without them falling off? But there's these other kids who are just like, I did 195 and I moved it. So fucking let's put a gym pin in there and put 4 plates on it. And then I'll bang that around. When I bracket, the right pins, all the plates will fall off. It's like, there's different levels to this, right? Like the gym pin is not a bad thing. Not making fun of the gym pin. I'm making fun of, when I say certain things about certain things, I'm speaking to a specific group of people who know that they do this shit and have no business doing it, right? You don't have experience. You're not strong enough to do it. You're just following the shit you see online and being like, oh, I can do that too. Because Sean does it. And I want to be like Sean. I gotta do that. It's like, well, try and lift the fucking 90 perfectly first. And work your way up. Maybe you will get to the point where you need a gym pin, but it's not right now. Depending how you want to structure your workout. Again, me telling you to do these back to back or this superset doesn't mean that you should do that. It doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. It's like I have to put a fucking disclaimer at everything I say. Everyone takes shit so fucking literally nowadays. It's like people are looking for reasons to be offended. So that's why they take stuff so literally. Like, get a fucking life, man. No one's telling you to like, a guy made a comment there, like you show these exercises and then you tell people that's the only way to do them. I've literally never said that. I've never said that in any video, any clip, any like podcast, ever. So your brain is like functioning and hearing what it wants to hear. This guy's telling me what to do. I only want to do that. Well, I don't feel that, so fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. So anyway, we combine our chest. It's just easiest in my eyes, and I like to do it when I'm training myself and training other people, is combining presses and flies, right? So I don't like thinking of my flies as like the stressing movement, in the sense that like I don't want to like overload my fly, whether it's a pec deck or it's a dumbbell fly, which I don't do because I think they're fucking awful. I will not show anybody them. So it's like, I want to use the fly as either like this, whatever you want to call
pre-exhaust. My idea is more just pumping blood to the muscle and getting myself primed for a press. So today we'll do both, but we'll start at this bench. Most people have something like this, a hammer strength plate loaded. They have like a pin loaded type Atlantis press right there. Any type of pin loaded press, flat press, could be any brand. You could start with that just because we can kind of really control the range, and we can control the pace
on this a lot better than a barbell or dumbbells, right? And also I'm on a fixed track here, so I can't like, there's less room for fucking up. There's no like variables of balancing and like tweaking, or once I'm in my spot, I just push, right? So we'll do this. We'll start here. Holy fuck. So just work for depth, drive out of here, squeeze up through. Understand that your head doesn't need to be pinned. My head doesn't need to be here. And my head doesn't need to be here. My head doesn't need to be here when you guys are doing it. So like when I take this off, my head is here like we've talked about before because my back is forcing it to be there. My traps are tucked behind my ears. My head has nowhere else to go than to be relaxed right here. I'm not strained at all. So when I rock, I move my head back through to where my positioning should be. And I rock out through. Out through. So we do sets there. Be on that fixed track. Be jamming in, basically pressing into, grabbing from outer pec. People will say it's not a part of the pec. Grabbing from out here, sending into the middle. That's basically the feeling we're trying to get there, where we're trying to open and spread and squeeze into the middle. Now I want to feel like I'm ripping all these fibers open and squeezing them all across, right? Different dynamics of movement elicit different pumps, right? So if I set myself up high here and I stretch open almost in a position where I can handle the strain because my back pad is holding the weight, then I can squeeze around through. So as you can see, as my shoulders retracting and my traps are tucked down and my hands sweeping across my mid pec. So it's a completely different opening than the press, right? So we're just working the chest in different ranges through two different exercises. Whether you want that to be, you're someone who enjoys dumbbell flies, or you're someone who enjoys barbell benching, you can do it barbell benching as well. Start off with the barbell, work your way into depth and like feeling the shoulders relaxing, the chest lifting, then pick up some dumbbells and work into a stretch and work that pec open on another dynamic, right? Another angle of movement. So then when we get back to we go back to the pressing for the second set, it's like, okay, everything feels a little better. I'm gonna drive a little more. We come back here, feel a little better. The weight goes up, we can stretch a little more. So we're constantly opening and expanding this chest and trying to, I'm assuming that when it starts to work out, it's here and it's dead. And I'm trying to slowly like pump it to life and bring it up and expand and expand and expand to at the end of the workout, we have a pump. Or midway through the workout, we're just cruising on that pump, pushing out more and more and more. That's how people should be approaching the workout. It's not like, I just need to move these weights and along the way somewhere, I'll just get pumped. It's like, no, you should be searching for that pump as quick as possible. If I can get pumped in fucking 2 sets, and the rest of my workout I'm full and like completely engorged in the muscle like the whole time, that's ideal for me. I don't want to spend 4 fucking exercises and fucking 12 sets before I feel any blood in my chest. Like I want to feel blood in my chest from the warm-up set I do there to the warm-up set I do here. I already feel blood. I'm not even doing chest today. I'm just doing the shit for the video. It's like I'm already starting to feel my pec engaging, right? 90 pounds and fucking 90 pounds. So next set I'll put on a quarter. Then I'll come here, go up 10 pounds. Go put on 2 plates, come back here, go up 20 pounds. Just stay in the range where I'm continuing to be able to control, but really like squeeze into pec, and my pec's getting fuller and fuller as I go. That should be the gauge of how well your workout's going. It shouldn't be like, that's why when I talk about logbooks and shit like that, it's like, if you're gonna log anything, log how many sets and how long it took you to get pumped every time. To get some type of muscle, some type of blood in your muscle where you're actually feeling it and like aware. I'm training chest today. I feel my chest at set 3. I'm already aware of what's going on with it. I already have a little bit of a pump just standing here doing nothing. I feel like my chest is full. These are the goals of like bodybuilders. It's not about like, got to get up to 4 plates, because last time I got up to 4 plates there and it was really great, and I think I'm getting bigger all the time. My chest is kind of sore, but my shoulders hurt a lot more. It's like the fact that like I've never had, like, there's powerlifters and there's guys who have problems with their elbows, guys who have problems with every body part. I have problems with my fucking hip. But it's like, if you need these, like I've benched a lot of weight in my life, like a lot of weight. So like even in college, I benched 530 for 1. After college, I was still pressing heavy, doing inclines of like 5 plates for sets of 12. At no point did I wear an elbow sleeve. or any type of compression or even any type of wrist wrap. Just because like I felt like my body should be able to move and be in a position where I'm like, if I'm not strong enough to physically support the weight I'm doing, I have no business doing it. I understand like powerlifting, like what is it called, suited, or like
Yeah, like
accessory.
yeah.
So like divisions where, where you like used aids and squat suits and stuff like that. I get that because that's the sport. They should do that. It's like in football, everyone wears a helmet because if someone didn't wear a helmet, they get their head split open, right? Like we all get to play by the rules of that game. But like to come in here and work out and you're wrapping up your knees for like 4-plate hack squats and you're below the age of 50, let's say. It's like it might be time to look at like how you're lifting and understand how you're moving and realize that there's some mechanical issues going on that no amount of pressure in a wrap is going to help. You're just delaying bad shit happening, right? So if you feel this intense pressure in your elbow, let's say, or you feel this intense pressure in your knees while you're squatting, or elbow when you're benching, it's like there's an issue that's deeper than just like needing compression. It's literally a Band-Aid literally, because you put it on your skin and hope that, oh, this will feel better. But like, it's not gonna get better. You can still pop a pec, pop a tricep, pop a bicep with a fucking elbow sleeve on, or pop your knee with a fucking knee sleeve on. You know what I mean? So lower the weight, connect better, understand why your movement's fucked up, and then you'll move on and be better overall at lifting, right? If you guys don't know who Broderick Chavez is, then I should just be able to say Broderick.
Yeah.
Because it's like Madonna. You'd probably hate me saying that. It's like Metallica. There's no last name. Yeah, but like if you don't know who he is and you're not a part of like his website, you know what I mean? Like, and getting information off of there. Like, 'cause a lot of people, I mean, who helps you and who kind of guides you on your way? And there's only one guy that helps me, and it's him, right? In terms of like my protocols, or even if I have nutrition questions, like down to basic like over the counter shit. Do you know what I mean? So me and him have developed quite a friendship, and we're actually working on some stuff in the future that might come to fruition soon in terms of a podcast. We'll see. But also like people who write me and reach out to me and ask me, or in person see me, like, how do I get in touch with Broderick? It's like, just join the member site and spend the whatever it is a month. I think it's like $10, or I think it's even less, to be honest. Even if it's 10, who cares? And just like have that information at your disposal. So like when you have a question, or some idiot in the gym tells you, this is how much clean you need to do for this long and this long. It's like, no man, go like, tell the guy thanks, and then go back on your phone and go on the website, log in and be like, clenbuterol, and look at all the information there is on clenbuterol, or all the information there is on testosterone, or whatever it is, right, you want to do. Because people are just like still living in the dark when they have such a great resource available to them, right? And such a great person. So if you ever get to talk to him, deal with him, or you book a one-on-one call, I know he's limiting the amount of people he's taking on a one-on-one basis. So just take your ass to the fucking member site and educate yourself. Just like you're on fucking the phone all day anyway. You're watching fucking YouTube videos, you're watching TikTok dorks. Go on a website that's actually gonna teach you how wrong these people you're watching are, right? So then you'll be better than them, and you can make your own TikTok videos.